I just went live, by the way, so. Just so you knows.
Thank you. See you later.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just keep in touch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, seems like it can be pretty big, so I don't know what my service will be like, but
Cool.
we shall see.
Okay, so we are going to be making, the main thing we're going to be making today is a potato salad. So we went to the farmer's market this morning and got a bunch of good stuff. We got a couple different kinds of onions, some mushrooms, some Anaheim chilies, some potatoes, garlic, carrots, and some parsley. Some other stuff too, but those are the things I'm going to be working with. Although I'm actually not going to be working with the carrots. Sorry, this is going to be kind of weird streaming with my phone, so bear with me. We'll do our best. So we're gonna start by washing these potatoes. Hey, what up, Gingy? So I'm streaming off my phone, so I don't know how good the audio quality is. It looks like the video's okay. But yeah, I was give you a quick tour of some of the stuff that we got today. So the potatoes are washing. The couple different kinds of onions, some mushrooms, some chilies, some garlic, some carrots, some parsley, all sorts of good stuff. So I'm just gonna have to be kind of mobile. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be back. Plus, you get to see a different part of my kitchen that you normally don't get to see. So yeah, we've got the awesome picture of us, and then here's some other stuff that we got. So that's some basil and some cilantro. Yeah, this is prep for the barbecue. And I don't have any of my my commands in here because it's off the phone. But we will do what we can. Hey, what's up, Strides? Thanks for hanging out. So this is the most janky setup I've ever had in here, just so you know. I usually have OBS working so you can see all the alerts and whatnot. But I actually just started a new job, and my new computer has a lot more protection on it. And to add OBS, I would need to I need admin properties. Hey, what up, Sandwich? How's it going, dude? So yeah, sorry, I kind of lost my chain of thought there. Oh, just the fact that this is like, I'm streaming off of my phone, so none of my stuff that I normally have is available at the moment. So forgive the low quality scrub setup. But how's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's had a good weekend. I'm just slicing these potatoes up into quarters to start with, and I'm gonna boil them. They are the kind of Yukon Gold, baby Yukon Golds. So the purpose of this is they're a little bit more starchy, or sorry, they're a little more waxy, less starchy. A russet potato is usually used, those are like the big brown ones, tend to either bake them or like boil them and mash them. these are more waxy potatoes, which are really good for roasting, but I am going to boil them today and then cool them down for a potato salad. So like I said, I'm just cutting them up into quarters. Oh man, I know you've been having some back and shoulder problems recently. Sorry to hear that, man. Any chance for some disc golf? Or too much pain for that? What are you studying for, Nick? I didn't see that. Sorry.
That's the wrong lid.
Good enough. Well, that's kind of cool. You can see me on the other side of the kitchen with this setup. So the other thing we're going to do for this is we're going to roast some Anaheim chilies. So you've seen me do this before in stream. So I'm basically going to just put these right over the heat on the stove and just let them kind of get all nice and black. Can actually bring you over to show you. So we've got our potatoes going, and then those are the chilies, just right on the fire. You'll hear them pop a little bit, and that's kind of what we're looking for, is we're trying to char the skins, and then we'll end up peeling them. Let's see, what else do we need? We'll do some raw shallot. So, also, look at these freaking onions I got today. Like, a little absurd, but also fucking amazing. Like, yeah. But we're gonna use the kind of like smaller onions, the more scallion style for this. And I did not wash the produce ahead of time, so you're gonna have to kind of deal with me doing that live. Sorry, I fell behind on chat. Placement test for what you need to take for your college to determine what classes you get into. Oh, so like all your placement shit. That's no fun. Acquired a free mixer and a decent mic. Gonna have those sexy sandwich tones coming through. Good on reading, writing, math. Yeah, you won't need much math for that. You'll hopefully be able to even just place out of it so you don't have to take any math in college. Alright, so I can even start. This is a little overkill, but we're out of a lot of Tupperware right now because we've got a lot of stuff in the fridge currently. Let's see, probably too far that way. I'm trying to come this way so you can see more. Yes, a big sandwich does stream, and he is awesome. He mainly does PUBG, and he carries us. Yeah, I didn't realize until I saw myself. I'm actually in a hot shirt. This is the, come on, focus. Focus. Stitches Culinary Institute. Stitches is one of my favorite heroes. And then I've got the Heroes of the Storm hat. I'm in full branding for Blizzard right now. If I cut like that, you'd be having this. Yeah. No, I was a professional chef, so I am used to working with a knife. But just cut and cook at your own speed that you are comfortable with. There's no reason to try and do more than what you're comfortable with. A little extra. Dude, this guy's too big. Hey, what up, Omar? Onions. Getting all up in my eyes. Bench scraper. It freaks me out when it freaks you out when I look at the camera. Well, you'll see when I cut up the other onions, I actually close my eyes when I cut them, because I often get that like stinging shit in my eyes, which I actually have a little bit of right now. Yeah, I don't look into the eyes enough. All good, man. See you when you get back. Let's see how our peppers are going. So and then with our peppers, we're just gonna take them right off the stove and put them into a plastic bag. You could also use saran wrap, but I just feel like this is easier for me. Try and get out most of the air. And essentially what's going to happen is now these peppers are just going to steam in there, and it's going to separate the skin from it, and we'll just wipe it right off and then just get all the good chili meat off of it. Okay, so our potatoes are going. And Mrs. Biscotti's hair always gets in my clothes when we do laundry. Okay, here was the other big thing of carrots that we got today. I'm not actually going to use these for anything right now, but there's not really any room in the fridge for them. And you don't want to, like, you know, obviously we could make more room by chopping off the tops, but we need to have these last for a few days before we're going to work with them. And when you do that, it really starts to decay the carrots faster. So you'll notice that's when they start to get bendy. So we want to keep the tops on them. So we're just going to leave them out for a little bit. And then as we eat stuff that's in our fridge, we'll put these in. Let's see. So the other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be cooking some onions, some of the bigger onions, with some mushrooms, just as like a topping for the burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. So we can... How many do I want? Really just 2 of these big ass onions. Take the 2 biggest ones. So, and then for these, just want to lop off the top and the bottom, slice down the middle, peel, peel. Slice. And now you could do these any way you want, but I prefer to cut them in kind of long. Hey, thanks for that host, Riot. Well, none of this stuff is difficult, Genji, and it's incredibly inexpensive. Hey, what's up, Zane? Sorry, I missed you sneaking in too. Yeah, most of this stuff is from a farmer's market that I went to this morning, Omar. So yeah, I was even showing, here's the onions I was just working with. So I was just like chopping off like shit's grown from the ground and not like mass produced. So yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I was explaining earlier too, we're on kind of a get a fabulous setup today because I got a new work computer and I need to have admin privileges to add either XSplit or OBS, so I can't stream on it. So I'm just streaming off my phone right now. That's why there's this stupid branding in the top left-hand corner of the screen. I'm not going to have any of my alerts coming through, but it's more just wanted to hang out with you guys. I'm long overdue for a cooking stream. I had to cook for this barbecue that I'm going to this afternoon, so thought I would just do it in the most ghetto fabulous of ways. So I was explaining about the onions. So you see how the onion, this way it's called rainbows basically, because you kind of have these like little curves, and if you were to cut it this way, you would have uneven onion pieces where like this outside piece would be bigger than these inside pieces. So to kind of combat that, what you do is you go across the rainbow, and it makes it into much more even, long, singular pieces. My day has been good. I've just been, But here, this kind of explains. See how all these pieces are essentially the same size now? I'm trying to see how I can show that. Rather than uneven pieces if I'd gone and cut them like as rainbows, essentially. But yeah, I went to a farmer's market earlier today. Slept in pretty late, honestly. These onions are strong. Woo. And again, just go at your own pace. Oh. Whew. Fuck that shit. But now we've got all of our onions done for this. And don't have to deal with that shit no more. Fuck. I'm over here so I'm away from my face too. Jesus. Whew. That was some intense crying going on, yeah. Need to wash my damn face. Oh. Very strong onions, but they're gonna taste good. So I'm just washing everything to try and get as much of those onion juices off of this. Whew. Whew. Gotta air out the eyes. Wait, I can use the Twitch app to stream from my phone? I will try that on the next one. Actually, I'm just gonna leave my hat off. It's too hot in here. Deal with my bald head. Click the pulse and then the video camera on the Twitch app. Well, I did not know that. So I will do that. I'll run a test with that later. I don't want to end the stream just to restart it. But good to know, and thank you for letting me know. So the other thing we're going to work with, so essentially what we're going to do is work with some of these mushrooms too. So those onions are going to go with the mushrooms, they say, as a topper for the burgers and whatnot. People will say not to wash mushrooms. I actually enjoy washing them. I try and get... Yeah, I'm dying. Like, it's all up in my fucking sinuses and shit. Those are really... That's the benefit. I mean, and that just shows you what you get from actually, like, a nice homegrown product versus, you know, shit that you would get from the grocery store that's been, like, mass-produced. So, yeah. So there's a couple of different things that cause onions to make you cry. Essentially what's happening is within the onion there are there's like little membranes that as you cut through them it expels a gas, and that gas is what makes you cry. It's tear gas essentially, on a very small scale and without some extra shit in it. But so the ways to try and get through it, aside from the strength of the onion itself, is you can cooking by an open flame. So if I did this over by where the potatoes are cooking, that helps because some of the gas that's coming out through the range counteracts the gas that's being released by the onions. Use a really sharp knife, because the harder it is for that knife to get through and make a clean cut, like a dull knife will bruise the fibers and expel more of the gas instead of cutting right through it. Speed, getting through it quickly if you can, but then also just the actual quality of the onion, how long it has basically been removed from these tops here, just like I was talking about with the carrots. So with these carrots, if I were to cut all the tops off these carrots, they would start to decay pretty quickly. That's when they become rubbery, they won't be as firm, and they'll even lose some of the carotene that's inside of them. Hey, what's up, Durs? So, basically keeping it as attached to its natural growing process as possible preserves the food, not as long as like shelf preservation, but preserves the quality of the food for that much longer. So, I fully expected to have a bad experience with those onions, and sure enough I did. Yeah, it makes fun of me. The onion was just calling me out for being bald. So, with these mushrooms, I'm actually going to make a small cut, like just take off a little piece of the bottom of this, because this part right here, again, this is where it was removed from the ground, and so it's basically become oxidized and started to kind of firm up, and I don't want that. So you could remove the stem altogether, but I do like the stems, especially on a mushroom this big. The stem still has a lot of good worth to it. So I'm just going to make a small cut like that. And, I mean, you can't tell, but, like, now this is a lot softer than the end of the mushroom was originally. And then what I'm going to do after I do that is I'm going to slice them in half so I have a flat surface to work with, so it's a little safer when I chop. Yeah, I mean, I just go to markets more often and buy products fresh than... I mean, that's the whole thing. It's, America. You buy stuff once a week and then let it sit in your cabinet or sit in your fridge. And it loses quality so fast. The closer you are to getting it, there's this whole movement right now from farm to table. I mean, stuff like that has existed for a long time, but, like, it's only become popularized somewhat recently. And, like, it's great. I think it's funny that it's kind of a hipster thing. But, oh, the menu, I updated the menu ahead of time. That is what we're making. We're making a potato salad that has no mayonnaise in it, because I know a lot of people hate mayonnaise. And we're going to make some caramelized mushrooms and onions for this barbecue that I'm going to. Just basically like a side dish and then something else to put on top of burgers and stuff. So I like to, cut it so I've got something flat to work with. So then I can just come across and make my little pieces. And yes, the shirt is from my buddy who works at Blizzard. He knew that Stitches is one of my favorite characters. So he let me know when this was out. The Chef Stitches skin on Heroes of the Storm is one of the few things that I've actually bought for real money. Everything else I just try and get him to give me codes for. So I'm lazy. Yeah, I mean, like, my alerts and stuff won't work, so if somebody follows or subscribes or whatever, like, Twitch alerts won't run through this. Try add COM. Yeah. Exclamation point, ADD COM to add a command. And yes, I am very much streaming from the potato as I work with potatoes. So here's all of our mushrooms. But yeah, like the commands with the bots I can still do, and I should still be able to see some stuff on there, but whatever. There we go, look at you. Oh, our potatoes are going now, this is good. Just use this, that's fine. Definitely needs more time. Let's do 10 minutes. Thank you for that, sir. Let's see. These should be good to go now as well. I like to use a glove for this just because it's the skins stick to the glove really well. Now when working with jalapenos or a really spicy pepper, that is also, you can use gloves when you're working with them just so you don't get, basically the hot membranes onto your skin. It gets under your nails and can hurt. And then also if you kind of forget and then you touch your eye afterwards, that is a no fun experience. You can also do it with like a paper towel. There's lots of ways you can essentially work to get the blackened skin off. But I like the flavor that this gives to it. And it's just trying to get like that first round off. The rest we'll do just by hand. These chilies are from last week's farmer's market, actually. So they're a little dried out, but they should still taste quite good. Okay. Taste one, just make sure. Try it out. So essentially I just want to split it down the middle to get to those innards. get out a good grouping of the seeds. Again, this is just an Anaheim chili, so it's not crazy spicy. So some of the seeds I don't mind at all, and the seeds don't even really have that much spice. It's more of the texture. I don't want a lot of the seeds in my potato salad. And you could even just do this with like bell peppers, poblanos, whatever you want. It's not, this is just, I had these and really needed to use them because I'd had them for over a week. Kind of making a mess of my cutting board today. All right. Let's see, what else do we need? We need some garlic. So I'm gonna use the garlic directly in kind of a vinaigrette that I'm gonna make. It'll help with the oil. Kind of bring that flavor out, but I want it to be roasted garlic. While I like raw garlic, I know some people, it's a little strong for them. So, but everyone seems to always like roasted garlic. So for these, we'll just squash. And then peel. Dude, roasted garlic in anything is fucking awesome. To me, at least. Like, outside of a very few, like, sweet dishes, like, anything savory, no reason to not use garlic. But that's just kind of my style. Yeah, exactly. Roasted garlic in general is just fucking top-notch. Come on. I didn't squash this one hard enough. Some sticky ass garlic. Again, farmer's market garlic. Nice and fresh. Lots of oils in it. Oh, man. Yeah, mortar and pestle is the way to go. I have one up here, actually. Here's my, it's like made out of marble. Yeah. get going. He's good. He's good. Yeah, here's actually some basil that we got today too. It's quite awesome. It smells so good. Waiting for that one to happen. Try and get the little stems off of it. Like, the stems aren't too woody in garlic, but still like to remove them where I can. And I kind of like my garlic to be somewhat chunky, but I know not everyone does, so I'll probably take another pass over this. If I was using this for myself, and just only myself, I would kind of let it be in this stage. But knowing some people can't handle big chunks of garlic and stuff, we'll chop it down a little bit more. Just so it's not so chunky. It's still got some good chunks to it, but it's not like big old slices of garlic. Check our potatoes. Coming along. Couple more minutes. Still just have a little bit to go. So yeah, let's put this garlic in a small bowl. Alright, last thing is we'll need some parsley. This is also like, look at how nice this parsley is. It's like a whole bouquet. Parsley, in my opinion, is a very underrated herb. I really enjoy it. Oh yeah, you like that? Here, I'll bring you over so you can see it a little better. I think that should go up to it. Yeah, it's us cooking together. I was like, I don't know if you deserve a full chef coat, but we'll let it slide on the caricature drawing. And I also like the parsley stems. A lot of people don't use them. I don't use the whole stem, but I do use a good chunk of it. You here for the side dishes? Well, welcome. We're almost done all of our prep. This is actually, hopefully, the last thing we need to cut. And again, sorry for the low quality stream. Oh yeah, parsley goes really well in juices. It's just got a little bit of pepper to it, but not much. But it's just a very fresh tasting herb. Like I feel like it just adds that fresh quality to things. All right. Potatoes should almost be done. So here's what we got so far. Just got some like green onion and roasted Anaheim chili. Into that, we're gonna add, we can add the parsley now. So, now let's check the potatoes again. I think they're done. Yeah, they feel done. So we want to get them out of that hot water, because otherwise they'll still cook. I'm just running them under some cold water to help cool them off faster too. It's almost like a blanching process. I'm not going full like ice water bath on these. But I want them to stop cooking. Cool. All right, so let's see. We need here. I'm gonna move you. How are we gonna do this part? We need to find a good place for you to see. Can you see where my hand is? Yeah, you kind of can. Okay, so we'll have to like move stuff around, but we'll make it work. I'll keep this for chat. Don't burn my brand new computer, preferably. This stuff back here. Let's see, how's that look? Alright, yeah, you can see this front burner from there. Okay. Oh, and you know, since I have the phone this time, can actually show you like how some stuff is organize. This is something that we do to kind of keep our pots and pans organized a little bit more, is we stack them vertically instead. And then same over here, stack our frying pans that way so they're just easy to grab and go. Yeah, that works. Okay. So next up, I'm gonna work on the mushrooms and onions that we did. Yeah, I know, isn't it a good idea? That's all Mrs. Biscotti's doing, that's not me. She is a very good organizer. I don't remember where she got them, but I will ask her, and then I can even just hit you on Discord with where we got those from. Sorry for some of the glare that you're getting off the back. Okay, so we're going to start with those onions that made me cry earlier. They all go in. Break them up a little bit. Salt and pepper to start with. Good old wooden spoon. I like this one because it even has like an angle to it, so I can kind of like stab to break up some of those onions that didn't naturally break up as they fell into the pan. Help them separate from one another. Shit. It's gonna make a lot of onions. Kind of forgot how big those onions were I was working with. But who doesn't like caramelized onions, right? I'm sorry if it's a little quiet. I keep talking into the computer because that's what I'm used to having as my microphone and not coming over to the phone. So just let me know if you guys can't hear me or if I'm just, you know, being stupid. I'll be right back. I need to grab some sugar. this get blocked if I go here? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, because I want to use this other burner because we're going to start on that roasted garlic as well. And we're going to use some olive oil for the garlic. Now, you probably heard me say that, I don't cook much with olive oil because its smoke point is so low. So I'm using canola oil and grapeseed oil on our onions. But I want olive oil to be the base of my sauce. And I know some people work with jarred garlic a lot. Roasting garlic like this does not work as well with jarred garlic. Really, it's meant for fresh garlic. Jarred garlic is almost cured because it's been sitting in oil for so long. So it's hard to get that same roast onto it. Or at least that's what I've found in my own experience. I use jarred garlic for a shortcut when I need to, but really, I prefer using fresh garlic. We're gonna add some red pepper flakes into it. Oh my god, it smells amazing. Take you up top so you can see what that is looking like. And you'll see some of the red pepper cook out of it, and it'll kind of make it more of that golden in the oil. Sorry. Let's see, probably like that. But yeah, these gonna be good. We just keep cooking these onions down. Yeah, I mean, essentially all we're doing is frying the garlic with red pepper flakes in olive oil. I mean, what does not sound good about that, you know? All right. So this will become the base of our dressing for the potato salad. Guess we'll just use one of the bigger ones, that's fine. Usually I would use a smaller mason jar, but it doesn't look like we have any clean at the moment. I'm going to pour this over the sink. See, and so what we're left with is I took the oil, most of the oil out, and now we just have those pieces of roasted garlic. This shit is gonna be so good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this right into our vegetables. Alright, our onions are really starting to get cooked down now. This is good. And so what we're going to do to actually help them caramelize a little bit is introduce some sugar to them. I'm using a dark brown cane sugar. You can use any kind of sugar. I just did like a handful. So I actually like my onions to have a little sweetness to them too when they're caramelized. And then here's some of that olive oil. You can see, I mean, some of the garlic and some of the red peppers are going to get in it naturally. That's why I'm doing it in the mason jar, so I can shake it. I don't have to whisk it. We're going to introduce in hopefully she doesn't need any balsamic vinegar for anything. We're going to kill this. Oh yeah. So you can see, I actually like the phone part of this because I can show you things more than I could previously. Oh, I also didn't realize this was blocking it. But you can see the onions are really starting to get kind of a nice dark brown caramelization to them now. We'll just let these kind of cook down a little bit more. And while we do that, we'll continue on our dressing. With this, we need some more olive oil. Oh yeah, another item that we got today that I'm not going to be working with is this yellow cauliflower. I'm a big fan of cauliflower. A lot of times it is a white color because it doesn't really have any of the chlorophyll in it to make it into the broccoli product. But yeah, I'm excited to work with this. Okay. Some lemon. You could also use vinegar for this if you don't want to use a lemon, but you need some sort of acid product. Something to brighten up the dressing. Oh, this lemon is ridiculous. And then some mustard. Just use some brown mustard. What makes what yellow? Oh, the cauliflower? I actually don't know. It's some sort of growing condition that it's exposed to gives it that yellow. It's kind of like heirloom tomatoes, how they have those different colors. Like the purple and the reds and the greens. No, I'd rather you chat more. Please. So this is our dressing now. For the potato salad. It's a little bit on the loose side, but actually we can add a little Dijon to it. I don't want to add any more of the brown mustard. So this is going to be kind of like a garlicky, mustardy vinaigrette. I could always add some cornstarch or something to thicken this, but I don't really want to do that. I just want to kind of keep it as is. Alright, so our onions are good to go now. It's getting a little dark in here, we got some clouds rolling in. So yeah, here I'll show you, this is kind of the finished product of the onions. So I'm actually going to remove these off the heat, and then I'm going to cook the mushrooms in the same pan, and then cook them together to finish. Oh, motherfucker. There we go. Yes, vinegar could be used as a substitute for the lemon juice there. Okay. So yeah, there's our nice onions ready to go. And realistically, I should have only used half of that lemon. But you can see, I'll bring this over here. This is kind of our base for the potato salad. Sorry, I'm short on space on this half of the kitchen. But we have our parsley, our green onion, our roasted Anaheim chili, the roasted garlic with some of those pepper flakes, and now I'm going to add those potatoes into it. Potatoes take a lot of salt. Most starches do. You think about like rice, pasta. Just a little bit of pepper. Don't need much because we've got that red pepper flakes in here. would be very... it's just flavor profiles, essentially. You just need something to cut through all that oil and help give a base to the vinaigrette, which I've lost my vinaigrette. There we go. And then this just goes onto it. And the potato should absorb a good amount of that, that liquid too. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually not disappointed that it was so liquidy. Oh yeah. So, that is our potato salad that has no mayo in it, has roasted garlic, it has a lot of that fresh herb flavor from the parsley. Come on, focus. Why are you not focusing? Oh well, I can't get it to focus. I'm sorry. Still learning this whole streaming from the phone thing. But it's the best that we can do. Oh, there it goes. I saw it focus for a second. Definitely need more salt. Oh my god, the flavors are really good though. So I like the bite of the lemon. If you're gonna use a vinegar, I would say something in the lighter spectrum. So like rice wine vinegar, maybe a red wine vinegar. Probably one of those would be my recommendations. I would not go with a balsamic. I feel like still use more salt. I like my food pretty salty though, so have to be kind of careful, especially when I'm cooking for others. But that is essentially it. Yeah, looks good. Mushrooms are coming along. We can go ahead and add back in our onions. The reason I did that is you saw how big the mushrooms were when I started. I should have shown you before I just added these in, but they had cooked down a lot. But it was more of like a space conservation that I was doing that for. And now we just mix this all up so it's all one homogeneous mix of onions and mushrooms.